Let's chat with some callers this morning. Nick's out of Berlin, Connecticut, Republican, up first in this segment. Nick, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, John. Long time, been watching C-SPAN since day one. This is my very first phone call to the network. I just wanted to speak with Mr. Biggs about the concept of being a Republican.
And that is a caller on C-SPAN's Republican line with a question for far-right conservative Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona. Biggs helped organize the January 6th rally that led to the Capitol insurrection and threat to democracy. Nick from Connecticut, soft-spoken Republican caller, is about to make this segment unusually awkward.
The divisiveness that I've seen from my party in the past 40 years has got me kind of puzzled. I just registered as a Republican 2 months ago for the fifth time, Mr. Biggs. And I'm just going to leave you with this comment, and that is that I register as a Republican because I'm a conservative, and I'm going to vote for Joe Biden because I'm a Christian. Thank you for listening.
I'm voting for Biden because I'm a Christian, said the caller. Congressman Biggs claims to be a Christian and believes his far-right actions in the U.S. House are in accordance with deep Christian beliefs. But Nick from Connecticut was having none of that. The caller took issue with the congressman's values, criticized Republican divisiveness, and portrayed the state of America as tremendous, a stark contrast with Biggs and Donald Trump. The congressman seemed a bit stunned by the caller and responded with this.
Mr. Biggs.
Well, I think that's really interesting. He probably should re-register as a Democrat. I think if you're not voting for Donald Trump because you think he's not a Christian or not a moral man, I'm not going to say look at Joe Biden. I would just say we should all look at ourselves and see who's casting the first stone. The divisiveness that we have in the country today, I know a lot of people say it's worse than ever. I'm not sure it's worse than ever. I lived through the 60s as a little kid. I saw a little bit of that. I saw the 70s. I saw the Cold War period. I've studied American history fairly well, and I will tell you there's been a lot of divisiveness throughout the country, throughout history. I also would not say that all the division starts because of Republicans, to be frank with you. I think that's a bit of an absurdity.
Well, Congressman, the caller wasn't saying all the divisions start with Republicans, but the caller was saying that the Republican divisiveness has been worse and that the caller is fed up with it. And the caller added that he is voting for Joe Biden because of Christianity. As you heard, Congressman Biggs did not have an answer except to suggest that the caller re-register as a Democrat. Despite Congressman Biggs' smile and easygoing tone, the Arizona Republican is considered one of the most conservative members of the U.S. Congress. The 66-year-old Biggs is the chairman of the far-right House Freedom Caucus. He attacked the mainstream medical community's response to the COVID-19 epidemic, meaning that some people who followed Biggs' advice lost their lives. The congressman spread baseless conspiracy theories about the 2020 election and President Biden's ballot box victory. And Biggs was one of 4 Republican members of Congress who failed to comply with subpoenas from the bipartisan congressional panel that investigated the January 6th Capitol riot. Even the congressman's 2 brothers have publicly castigated him for sowing doubt about the 2020 election and have said their brother Andy is partially to blame for the deadly January 6th riot. They've also said he shouldn't serve in Congress. When your own family members think you are shameful and a lunatic, well, it's probably even worse than most people know. Based on the C-SPAN segment, all viewers would know is that Congressman Biggs seems reasonable. Thankfully, one caller punctured that image and drew attention to the absurdity of treating Congressman Biggs like a respectable Christian member of Congress. Congressman Biggs is an extremist, and if America is going to survive this era of MAGA rot, we need more people and more voters like that Nick from Connecticut. By the way, Donald Trump is now getting torched after floating cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.